Hello, everybody. August 15th now, I think. We're halfway through this month already. Hope everybody's doing well. This is a video explanation of the most recent message, which came right after the previous message on past Saturday, late night, early Sunday morning. I'm sorry, no, early Saturday morning, late Friday night. So I hope this helps give others understanding. And a few big words in here I have to define for those from other countries who might not fully understand English. Embellishments of mankind. So embellishment is just something you exaggerate, you enlarge, make bigger. Embellishments of mankind causes my flock to fall further behind. So here, embellishments would be mankind embellishing the word, or what's in the Bible, making more of it his own opinion, his own version, perceptions than what it really means, or a different interpretation, which is half true or false. So embellishments of mankind causes my flock to fall further behind. And it also can mean embellishments as far as what man does to this world, adds on to this world. I mean, with all these creations and technologies and so forth. So all this causes the Lord's flock to fall further behind, pulls us away from Him. Embellishments of mankind causes my flock to fall further behind. Dispensation of false meaning. And dispensation is I'm dispensing by reading this. I'm putting it out there. I'm giving it out to others, like dispense drugs, medications. You dispense knowledge, dispensing the word. So all this being put forth about, all referring to primarily to the word being shared, and the versions of God, the perceptions of God, in addition to just things of the world that mankind created. Dispensation of false meaning, twisted in nature for sheep's weaning. So it's being twisted slowly, subtly by darkness to wean the sheep, God's children, from Him. Twisted in nature for sheep's weaning, away from God's truth, put forth by those who from the dust never rose. So it's being put forth by darkness, who never rose, from the dust, who were from mankind, who never rose into the light, who were serving darkness. Who from the dust never rose, before the advent of any church, messengers of mine began the search. So before any church was formed, God already sent us, His messengers, and all manner of messengers and servants out to begin the search for saved souls. Messengers of mine began the search upon the paths I sent them, up until the time of Shem, which would be the son of Moses, so up until the time after the flood, or the time of the flood. Then things changed according to plan, for God foreknew the path that man would take to create through selfish deed, supplanting God's will no longer to heed. So He already knew, again, He foreknew everything. After He's wiped this earth clean, everything He's done, keep them back and put them back in line, and give us a chance. We just go right back, as it mentions in the Bible and the Gospels. A dog returns to its own vomit. That's what we do. Mankind is done over and over again. So God foreknew the path that man would take to create through selfish deed, through his own works and creations, supplanting God's will no longer to heed. In other words, supplanting would be taking in place of God's will no longer to heed. So they want to do man's will, exert his own will, and we want to exert our own will more and more and more, taking us further and further away off the main path. It's like taking an exit off the highway we're not supposed to take, because we want to go and just get further and further away from God and get lost. We sought the desires of the flesh, with which the spirit do not mesh. And again, desires of the flesh are desires of the world. The world is the flesh, not just desires of our physical body, our lusts and whatnot. desires of the flesh of the body, the fleshes of the world, possessions, money, wealth, fame, all that stuff, which the Spirit do not mesh with us, but the Spirit is of God. Willful vanity, just as at the start in the garden, or the devil. Willful vanity, just as at the start, has led mankind and God further apart. Few today truly believe only in things they receive. And we only believe what we actually physically see and hear and feel. Because it's so easy. It's the easy route. It's harder for them to believe in what's unseen, to have that faith. Only in things they receive through their own vanity of self. So the things we create ourselves, the things we work hard for and buy, those are supplanting God. Through their own vanity of self, trusting only in books upon a shelf, all these self-help books, all these books put out there by so-called pastors and evangelists and so forth, that they're getting super wealthy on. Jesus didn't do that. It's all for free. Everything from God is free. So we're trusting more in that because we physically see it. It's from a physical person. Instead of seeking all they need from God himself, is why they bleed. So the more they're going through this stuff, they're just, on a soulful, spiritual level, they're just suffering more and more. They're just continuing to bleed forth their soul. And God himself says why they bleed, light of spirit, day by day. Purity of soul slips more away, as I just said. Siphoned off by those who deceive, which is darkness, siphoned off, slowly drawing it out, like drawing blood away from you. No longer does man truly believe. And they don't. The vast majority of those who say, oh, I believe in God, clueless. Clueless. Giving lip service. Oh, I believe in you, God. I'll talk to you next week. I'll talk to you later. Gotta go. Live my life how I want to live it. No longer does man truly believe. Now upon the vestibule of time's end, when the sharing of God's rhymes, that's an over wraparound rhyme there. Now upon the vestibule of time's end, when the sharing of God's rhymes, so the vestibule will be kind of like the entranceway, the foyer, not the main part. It's like you arrive inside the building, but you have to go through the vestibule before you get into the inner part of the building. So here we're talking the vestibule of time's end. Now upon the vestibule of time's end, we're right up it before time's end, enter time's end, when the sharing of God's rhymes shall cease to flow from heaven's light and bring upon man darkest night. If we're worried about this global warming, you don't have to worry about that. There's more to it than that, and a lot of it's cyclical. We're speeding it up, but that's not what you have to worry about. The bitter cold that's going to come with the darkness, whether it's a nuclear winter, whether it's a meteoric winter, whether it's multiple volcanic winters, earthquake. Who knows what it's going to be? Only God knows that. And bring upon man darkest night. Now this is a quote. I claim what's mine, he said to us. No more to delay that which comes, and thus I gather my legions upon this land to reclaim what's God's by almighty hand. So he's here to reclaim all that belongs to God. To my children who heeded my word, you shall not suffer angelic sword. Servants I've sent do now return, which he started after the blood red moon in January, and more so, next wave started this past blood red moon, end of July. Servants I've sent do now return, inner core of heaven they did earn. Come unto me for all thy needs. Share these words all who read. So these messages you share with you, share them out with others. What they do with them is not your concern. You just pass them on. For your soul 'tis saved, as these seeds, which are these words, do grow. Comes a day when suddenly you'll know. They're just you'll have these epiphany moments like I do. You'll suddenly become aware of things. The more you focus on Him, that's just feeding nutrients. Focusing on Him and His light shining forth directly through you is feeding the nutrients into these seeds to help them to grow within you. For your soul to saved as these seeds do grow, comes a day when suddenly you'll know the truest meaning of what they say, and follow the one and only way, to return to the Father in heaven above, to dwell forever in purest love. So that's Jesus speaking directly right there in that section. Scribe, now speaking to me, Scribe, I told thee, passing be mild, led by the hand of thy own child. So it's a little bit more information from me. I know it will be mild, but led by the hand of Angelica Marie. Many others to welcome and receive, all the spirits around me. Michael and Gabriel, so none to deceive. Michael and Gabriel, as he always told me, will be archangels, will be there as well when I leave, to protect, keep darkness away, because when you cross over, when you leave this world, you may have loved ones, angels, light beings there as well, but they're not going to drag you away. Darkness is going to be there too, try to convince you not to go, that it's all deception. They're going to try to deceive you by saying the truth is deception. That's why you got to really be at peace and let go of things before you leave, and really focus on your faith and trust in it, and trust in God. Otherwise, you can be easily led astray. It doesn't matter who you are. Michael and Gabriel, so none to deceive. Satan's minions hunger for thy soul. They know how important is thy role. And they're always after me. Worry not, their attempts shall always fail, and thus they'll suffer the final nail in the end. You have walked longer than all on this earth. Each life you've led, you heeded my call. So this is why I don't make this stuff up. The things I share and talk about myself and about God, it's all coming through these messages. You have walked longer than all. Each life you've led, you've heeded my call. Even Abdul on spirit level, life 'twas needed to fool the devil. So again, Abdul, the life long ago, back around 1300 or so BC, when I was just a bad person, there was a purpose to that. And when I was staying on the spirit level, I knew that, but physical level, I was just like a terrorist is today. It's a life that was needed to fool the devil into think I was really evil, so he'd take me down to where God needed me to go, with my gift of knowing how to get back there, which is why I'm basically being like a guide, as I have in other lives, physical lives been, a guide. The guide is leaving down there to rescue. Basically a clean house down there. Life 'twas needed to fool the devil. Cast out to deepest pit, Rebecchiel delivered by holy writ. Rebecchiel is God's servants who came in physical form and actually physically killed me as Abdul. Again, you believe this, don't believe it, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect me or my truth. Rebecchiel delivered by holy writ, so she was sent there for that. See the path that still remains in nightly sleep, endless refrains. So there's a lot going on as I sleep, as we all sleep, as we grow in spirit, even more so. Angelica Marie takes thee to many places when we travel. Some you walked in different faces. So there he's telling me some of them I've lived before in that spot. But I'm always learning, which somehow comes to the surface through messages I recall that were planted in me, and some that I received directly onto the paper that help me understand things. Time eternal for you awaits, sense of which soon abates. I mean, time running out for me. For sense you trust tells thee the truth. This is awareness I've told others about. I've learned to trust in awareness. I have an awareness of something. And it always gets confirmed in time. Because I trust in it. And he gives me, okay, you're believing me, you're trusting me, I'm going to confirm it for you. And this is where these epiphany moments come. Or something or someone comes in the path or happens to confirm that awareness. The sense you trust tells thee the truth, of which lies behind Veil of Ruth. You've done well. Again, Veil of Ruth is that kind of like There's a invisible veil that separates us from seeing what's in the spiritual realm, where the truth lies. You've done well, served me from the beginning. Countless souls you've been winning, some in death, some in life, soon to meet thy soulful wife. With her strength to guide the others, by your side sisters and brothers, wives and children more each day, listen to all they shall say. So more and more from past lives gather around me, tell me to listen to them. Ask each night to hear their voices, which I've got to get in the habit of doing. They will help thee make right choices. Call to them throughout each day to help thee upon thy path to stay. Each I sent to help and protect from what my angels do detect. And they do. All a shield against the dark. Never again will your days feel stark. Each day to come, to feel less numb, to travel as needed, to whom awaits, to be revealed on coming dates. Go to sleep filled with water with God's love, which flows to you from heaven above. So, sorry, but that last part was for me directly. So that's the explanation of that. I hope that helped everybody. And again, share. Again, talk to God. He's the nutrition that you truly need. As He said, I give you all that you need, spiritually and physically, and learning, and the pace, and the way that you can handle. So, with that, everybody enjoys the rest of your day or has a restful sleep. Peace to Christ. God bless. Praise God.